appears that billionaire Jeff Bezos has once again stepped in to block criticism of President Trump's ally, Elon Musk. So here are the details, right? So there's a pro democracy group called Common Cause, and they recently told The Hill that they had struck a deal with the Washington Post last week to run an ad on Tuesday. So this would be a wrap that covers the both front and back pages of the newspaper that would go out to members of Congress, the Pentagon, and the White House. Editions with the wrap, which showed this, along with this, would have went out to those aforementioned groups. Now, funding for the ad was provided by the Southern Poverty Law Center, and Common Cause said that it collected about 60,000 signatures on a petition protesting against Elon Musk's unelected role in government as a special government employee. So there it is. That wrap, rejected, gone. Now, Common Cause President Virginia Case Solomon said the group submitted the ad's artwork on Tuesday, but were told on Friday that it had been rejected. It's gone. It's gone.
Bing, 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 boom. It's gone.
So why was it rejected in the first place? I mean, certainly it seems provocative, right, to some of the people in power. But I thought that was supposed to be the whole point of journalism, was to hold the powerful accountable. But of course, right, the Washington Post doesn't do that anymore. They haven't done it for a long time. Now they do stenography. And by the way, they do stenography for Republican administrations, stenography for Democratic administrations. And so it really doesn't have anything to do with party. But in this case, what you have here is not just, oh, it's Republicans in charge, so we're going to run cover for them. No, it's, oh, well, here's a billionaire, and an unelected billionaire in a very important position that is dictating basically who to fire in the federal government, even though he's not an elected official, not part of the federal government. And therefore, and by the way, it was only an advisory role. Here's this guy making very important decisions about the federal workforce. And Jeff Bezos is like, don't see anything, don't hear anything. In fact, I'm going to help because it's a takeover of the government by the rich. This is what the wealthiest Americans have been really wanting to do for a long time, just to take direct control, assuming direct control. Okay, for all those who get that reference, gold star. But look, this is why people don't trust corporate media, okay? You know, especially ones owned by billionaires, which all the corporate media is. Okay, I mean, look, I was telling people, hey, watch out for the Washington Post. They've got an establishment bias. They're going to defend the rich. And this is all the way back in 2016 when they did 16 negative articles against Bernie Sanders in like 16 hours. Okay, it was just a massive amount of, oh, we got to stop Bernie. We got to stop him. We got to stop him. He actually threatens us. Okay, yes, Bernie Sanders threatened the billionaires. And so now if you do anything that threatens the billionaires, here comes Washington Post, owned by a billionaire, that is going to say, whoa, 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 no, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Watch me. But anyway, this has gone beyond protecting the elites, okay? Because, I mean, when you talk about elites, nobody's more elite than the richest man in the world, okay? And the second richest man in the world, which is Jeff Bezos, okay? And look, what they're trying to do is to ensure that the wealthy, the 1%, take everything. This is class warfare. It is the 99% versus the 1%, except that the 99% doesn't know that we're in a war. Whereas the 1%, very, very acutely, keenly aware of the battle. And so Bezos, sees people targeting Musk and Donald Trump and says, oh, no, not on my watch. We're going to defend you. I know, they just figured out, they've got class solidarity, okay? And look, the writing was on the wall, by the way, when the Post canceled a planned endorsement of Kamala Harris, okay? Who also didn't really threaten the billionaires, but I guess posed too much of a problem because of, the fact that Donald Trump would probably was going to win anyway. Okay, let's be honest about that. And the owner of the Washington Post, Bezos, and a lot of these other billionaires were like, "Well, Trump's going to win anyway, so why don't we just get in on his good side, okay, and not try to oppose him?" And more recently, they also killed a cartoon showing a caricature of Bezos laying bags of money at the feet of Trump for his inauguration because he gave money for that. And then Amazon Prime, of course, gave Melania Trump $40 million for the rights to a documentary. Amazon Prime reportedly shelled out $40 million for the licensing rights to a documentary about First Lady Melania Trump, directed by Brett Ratner. So now getting back to Solomon, who said it was not clear to her why the newspaper made their decision, but it seemed very much to do with the nature of the ad's content and possibly with the political leanings of the Post's owner, the second richest man in the world after Musk himself. So, yeah, definitely. Both men have significant business interests that could be harmed if they run afoul of President Donald Trump, and much to gain, of course, by kissing his ass. Now, Solomon asks, is it because we're critical of what's happening with Elon Musk? Is it only okay to run things in the Post that won't anger the president or won't have him calling Jeff Bezos asking why this is allowed? Yes and yes. The answer to those questions, right? Now, another Common Cause executive also told The Hill, it just causes concern for us. Are they fearful of Trump's reaction? Also, yes. And look, one of the reasons, by the way, that they do have cause to be concerned is, look, the Associated Press was recently banned from the White House and Air Force One. Why? They refused to call the Gulf of Mexico a name that it certainly is not. It is not the Gulf of America. I don't give a shit what President Dumpster Fire says, okay? I'm not calling it that. All right. I will die on this hill. It is the Gulf of Mexico forever. Viva la Mexico! All right. Now, in addition to that, Musk is calling for the people at CBS's 60 Minutes to be literally thrown in prison. I kid you not. That is clearly a violation of free speech. Okay. Literally, what the free speech clause in the First Amendment is there to prevent. All right. Trump had been bitching about this, say, oh, they defrauded the public. How so? Because they decided to air different portions of Harris's answer to a question about Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on different days. A transcript of the original interview released by the Federal Communications Commission earlier this month found that both answers were part of the same extended response. So, yeah. Musk, though, was like, 60 Minutes, the biggest liars in the world. They're engaged in deliberate deception to interfere with the last election. They deserve a long prison sentence, he wrote on his Nazi platform. Look, Elon Musk he's either the biggest liar, disingenuous POS, or is a moron of the highest magnitude. Okay, maybe he's both. I don't know. You might talk about deception, right? Dude, you bought a platform, Twitter, right? Turned it into a right-wing hellscape that buries the left and elevates the far right and disinformation. Okay, disinformation. And you called it free speech, by the way. No, that's how's that not considered a total lie? I mean, here's the thing about that, by the way, the free speech thing. You can't even say cisgender on the platform without getting censored. So come on. It also banned journalists that were critical of him from the platform. Okay. So look, Musk is not only a hypocrite, but unfortunately, he is also the most powerful person in the United States. So, yeah. But here's the thing. When all is said and done, Musk is an example of the rot that has existed in our system since Ronald Reagan and the Powell memo, okay? He is the elite. that has bought our politicians, our elections, and our media. Now, he is not the first. He just happens to be the current wealthiest. Seconds is Jeff Bezos, obviously, but you have others. You have Peter Thiel, you have Mark Zuckerberg, you have the Koch brothers, you have the network of shady organizations funded by the Koch brothers, etc. All of that. The real root of evil in this country is allowing the super wealthy to influence our political system. Okay? And I'm talking about both sides here. All right? Certainly, there's a lot of wealthy donors on the Democratic side that have made it so that the Democrats are essentially toothless against the far right, because billionaires do better with policies from the right wing. I mean, at least their monetary policies, right? With low taxes, less regulation. And the reason that I say that, that the Democrats have accepted too much dark, money from billionaires is every time you have a progressive fighter that comes onto the scene, they immediately get buried by a flood of big donor money. All right. And sadly, with few exceptions, most of them get crushed. Because if you don't have the money to compete in these elections, what can you do? I mean, why is money so important? Because money helps you get out your message. Okay. Which is also more difficult when you have corporate owned mainstream media. So if you don't have money, and if the corporate media already hates you, you're going to have a harder time winning. Okay. Not unless, of course, you sell out a la John Fetterman, or you manage to gather a huge army of working people giving you $20, $27 at a time. Of course, even then, you end up with outlets like the Washington Post smearing you as like a sexist or something, or just trying to give everyone health care and raise taxes on the rich, their donors. So yeah. But this right here is just another example of the Washington Post, specifically the owner of it, demonstrating their class solidarity. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.